It's 9:30 on a glorious morning in March. I'm at the top of the Rhondda Fach in a place called Maerdy. I've taken a bus from Cardiff and I'm going to walk up to the lakes just ahead of me here and then cross over into the next valley, the Rhondda Fawr. And for me, this is a bit of a stroll down memory lane, which I'll explain later. And so, off I go. This area was once all about the coal industry. That has, of course, long gone now, although traces of it can be seen all around. Now, energy is produced here from a different source. Up there on that rocky outcrop are the remains of Castell y Nos. It's a Welsh fortification of the 13th century. There's not much to see there now, but it's a fascinating name. Castell y Nos, Castle of the Night, night without a K. It sounds rather like the title of a B-movie, a horror film perhaps, something you might have expected to see Vincent Price starring in. Well, pity they didn't make it. I'd have watched it. I suppose to some people this landscape may appear a little bit bleak. We are, of course, on the cusp of spring, and so the vegetation has yet to erupt into life. And yet, look around at all these subtle colours of fawn, brown, dark green, and I think it looks very attractive right now. Temperature's warming up, it's a bit breezy, but a very pleasant day, and it's time to enjoy a cup of coffee. I remember coming here and taking my boots off and soaking my weary feet in the cool water. But I remind myself that that was July. This is March, so I'm going to give it a miss today. I'm now approaching the second reservoir, the Lluest Wen. Lluest Wen in Welsh signifies white hut or white tent. My Welsh is imperfect. Perhaps someone out there knows, or maybe the origin of the name has been lost in time. And here it is, the Lluest Wen. There's no one about. I'm all alone up here, except of course for those Canada geese. I wanted to walk around the perimeter of the reservoir, but it's not really possible. It's too uncomfortable and there are obstacles in the way, and if you're a falling in the water kind of person, as I am, it's definitely to be avoided. And now back to that memory lane thing I mentioned. My first job, more than 50 years ago, was as a junior reporter with the local newspaper, the Rhondda Leader. And at that time, there was a great concern about this reservoir. The story, which is of course extremely well known to people in this valley, is that at the very end of 1969, a man was riding his horse along here. The ground opened up and they fell in. Rescue was called. The cause of the collapse was investigated, and it was learned that the Lluest Wen Dam was in a very insecure situation. It needed urgent repair, and the fear was that if it collapsed, a 20-foot high wall of water would crash down the Rhondda Fawr. Homes were evacuated, and it took some time to drain the reservoir and make it safe again. Everything turned out okay, and by the way, the horse was fine. A very personal recollection is that one day, while working in my little office in Tonypandy, I heard that a body had been found here, and I was sent to see what was going on. The police were here, along with the other emergency services. Of course, I was 20 or maybe 21. I'd never seen a dead body, but I saw this one, and it was not a pleasant sight. I understand that the body had been in the water for several years. Anyway, it stuck in my mind, and I vividly recall that for several nights afterwards, I woke up with a start when I thought of it. Is it just me, or does anyone else find it a little bit spooky walking alongside dark, still woods, and the only sound to be heard is the gravel crunching beneath your feet? Well, I'm not the best at map reading, so I like having the OS map on my phone so that I can see the little arrow telling me the correct direction in which to walk. Very useful for people like me. The last time I did this walk, trying to cross from the Rhondda Fach to the Rhondda Fawr, I had a bit of difficulty. I had problems finding the public footpaths, and in one case I found it, but it was so overgrown as to be unusable, so I'm hoping for better luck today. So that's it, my walk is done. It's been a very pleasant few hours crossing the hill from the Rhondda Fach to the Rhondda Fawr. I'm in Herbert now, and I'm going to go down to the railway station to take a train home. If you stayed with me this long, listening to me drone on, thank you very much for watching.